Forgot the microphone. What's up, guys? We're back with another replay analysis. This time of Luxor or Luxor. I'm going to say Luxor. I don't know. I'm just going to call him Lux, so that's a little bit easier. He's on Team Quantum Vigilance. Not a big fan of him having his entire team name as brackets. He did shorten it. He is QV now. He's with FedX86, a teammate of his, slash clanmate, slash teammate. I don't know what you call it nowadays with these kids. Giblet was going to help me out here, but he fell asleep, so you know. We're going to do this solo. He's a Challenger Elite. Lux is, and I assume his buddy is around the same level. He did not say. But, yeah, this is for patreon.com/Gibbs00. It's where I do replay analysis, coaching sessions, free play tiers, and some exclusive videos. I have one up right now that I'm actually testing a new Playing with Potatoes for Season 4 that is extremely crazy and extremely weird. So, yeah, go check it out if you're a Patreon member, or, you know, if you want to support me, it would be great. I would love it. Anyway, let's get into this replay. He's actually for the coaching tier. I'm actually about to coach him in about a half an hour from now. So we'll see how that goes. But let's start this replay over. And we'll just go through the motions here and figure out what's going on. I haven't done one of these in a while. I've been trying to keep my top 10 videos. I'm trying to keep them as like my main generate push. But, you know, I'm still going to do these replays. I just kind of took a couple weeks off to spend time with the baby and all that stuff. So let's continue. Alright, first face off right here. It's kind of a bad read. Now, this play is kind of weird. Like, I do like the pop to the side. Usually when there's a goalie, it's harder when you have no boost. But if you, like, see a goalie parked in net, a lot of the times it's actually a good idea to try and hit it as hard as you can off one of these sidewalls and try for the rebound and beat them inside post. It's actually generally a decent idea. Here, like, if he would have read this better and actually just beelined it straight for the ball, since he has no boost, his only advantage is to just drive straight at this ball and maybe make a better play on this. He might have been able to jump and squeeze it over his head, but, you know, it's hard to tell with this situation there. But instead, he goes around to the side. Actually takes him a really long time to do that since he has no boost. And it turns into basically making first contact and not really getting a great 50-50 here as well because he went on it from the side. You generally want to be behind the ball on 50-50, so it didn't really work out. It did work out to be a decent pass, actually, to FedX, which I thought FedX could have probably done a little bit more with this on this play. It was a little bit of a surprise, but I think he was trying for the pop towards the net, and I think he just clipped it at the wrong angle, and then he kind of got screwed on it. But that's actually not a bad idea to try for that pop and then to make the play afterwards. Also, because on the face-off here, you can see that the goalie, he's only got 24 boost. So if he pops this over the net, he actually has a decent chance to follow it up and maybe make something of it. But throws it to the side a little bit too much, so it didn't really work out. Then he misses the next play. Now, this is a very risky play. When your buddy misses the play, generally, like, you want to back up. But if you can get a good challenge, it's not the worst idea in the world. Like, I like how he challenges this ball. He goes high on it, which will keep it from going over his head. Generally, it might pop out to the side, though, to Marinho over there, which would be the worst possible case because then it's a wide-open net. That's why these challenges are a little bit rough, because if you do mess up the 50-50 in any way, and there's multiple ways that he could have messed it up, you're in trouble. So, you have to be careful in twos when you're the last man back. Like, this play right here is actually a really poor play. As the last man in twos, if you don't have a shot here, you should not be going for this ball because your teammate basically just did everything he possibly could to pass out to the middle, but it also put him completely out of position, basically, on this back wall. He just landed now on the back wall, and this is not really a shot opportunity at all. Instead, he hits it really hard off the backboard, which is not a great play because it makes it so the other team can push up really quickly, and this could have been a goal, but FedX at least rotates back as soon as he can, and Marinho doesn't really make the best touch there. He could have slowed it down, actually, made it a little bit more of a 2-on-1 play, but it worked out. Good hustle there to get back in time. And now they can try and make a new move here. So I do like this play where he over-rotates his teammate, because you're much better off when you see a play where you can reach the ball first before the other team can contest a 50-50 with your teammate, then you go for it. If both of you can reach the ball before the other team, you generally don't go for these because you don't want to over-rotate your teammate in most scenarios. But if it means the difference from a clean win versus a 50-50, then you generally want to take it. This play's a little risky, though, because it's right up against the wall. I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to pinch it, but it actually pinches out to the middle. And then the problem is, since it's out to the middle, Mourinho actually has a decent play here for a shot, but he doesn't make the most of it. Just tries for a little pop and doesn't actually try to follow it up. So FedEx makes the save. It does go over Lux's head there, but didn't matter too much. And we'll push out here. Good play there, just going up the wall. So what you want to do here, whenever you see someone trying to guard you and they're going sideways, generally you just try and push it as fast as you can sideways, or you trick them and cut it back mid. He knows you're going up the wall, but he actually couldn't reach it in time, so this is a good play to bring it along the wall. This play right here, walls are tough. I'm not saying they're easy by any stretch, but generally you want to get behind the ball, I guess you would call it, or basically on the same height level. And then what you can do is just jump off the wall and then side flip it out to the center for a pretty decent pass. And that's probably the easiest way to deal with these wall hits. Here, it doesn't really get lined up. Just tries to jump before it. Didn't really work out. But FedEx is moving up. If FedEx also misses, I think they bumped a little bit there. It's a little confusing. This is actually a pretty good ball because it bounces off the curve. But the goalie does make a good play. Mourinho makes the play. Problem is here, whenever you're a team of two, you should never go for the same ball. Unless you're on defense, sometimes it's not as bad to go for it, but on the offensive side, you should never do it. Right there, Mourinho easily wins it, and this should be a wide-open net goal here. And it is. If FedEx almost gets back, but that's always just a big problem in twos, is you got to really make sure to communicate well and to figure out when you know your teammates are going to go for the same ball or not. So, and that ball, honestly, could have been either one of their balls, depending on what type of thing they wanted to do there. FedEx could have probably got a better angle and more power on the shot, but at the same time, Lux could have set up a pass or more of a surprise shot, or like just beating the goalie on a 50-50 instead. So you just got to make up your mind a little bit beforehand and try and figure out how the teammates work. And that's just a communication and playing together a lot. You slowly figure that out. Good clear right there by FedEx. Got to push up pretty hard here. So that's a good ball, just throwing it in the corner. It kind of sucks that it glued to the wall like that, like you want to pop out. So that wasn't the greatest, but that's fine. You just rotate back out and you try and set up for the next play. FedEx was there to cover the clear, so it was fine. If FedEx again here is there for the clear. This play, I wouldn't risk this. He comes up really, really far to try and make a play. Generally around Challenger Elite, you don't have to pressure people a ton to make them just throw the ball into your half. Now, if you're in the later levels, I would say maybe you do try and pressure him. I probably wouldn't try for the wall play, but I think he thought he was going to roll up the wall. But around this level, around Challenger Elite, sometimes it's better off to just like swing back and maybe even just grab that mid boost and turn around and then just let him clear the ball to you. Because a lot of players, all they care about is just throwing the ball forward. And if you can read that, and when you don't really have any other play, just hang back, wait for their first hit. Some of them will try and dribble, but generally it won't be that successful around this level. But instead, this way, he kind of goes like off the wall and is just out of position now. The best thing that you can do, though, when you're out of position like this, like if you think that FedEx has the hit, you go for the trust play, and you kind of sit up here and just like position yourself for a pass, because if FedEx can hit you with a pass, either you can pass it back to him for a really easy shot, or you can get the deflection to go into the net. So when you do go for those weird clears, and once again, both of them going for the same ball, it's extremely important on the offensive side to never do that in twos, and they've done it twice basically in a row, so just gotta be careful with that. Better communication. Continue here. Ooh, good save, good save. So they're, like, this is fine. Trying to see what FedEx is going to do. Obviously, FedEx's ball is not great. He throws it off the wall. Like, what you want to do generally, like, in these spots, is it's not always great. Like, this isn't a great spot for him, but never throw it off a wall. Always make it extreme angles when you're on defense, so that both players have to make a play to make a goal happen. Like, say he keeps that on the wall. The only thing that the other team can do is pass it, and then shoot from the passer. So you need both players there to do something. And instead, it turns into a shot, but it was a good save. So it worked out. Nice block there. Like, I do like this play. Like, sometimes, like, you're not going to be, like, in the best spot. So your best opportunity is to just try and block as many angles as you can, which he looks like he's trying to do there. And it works out. He even gets the backflip hit so he can recover and then makes the next dunk. So 2 in a row. He tries for the pass here. Those are always tough, like, when you're pinching off the wall. It's not the easiest thing in the world, and that one was just a super mega pinch. Not much you can do there. So this is a pretty good ball. Like, when I'm talking about extreme angles, this ball is pinned along the wall, so they can't really shoot off of this. Instead, he just has to try and throw it off the wall for some passing plays. It gives time for your teammate to get back in the net, and it gives time for yourself to get back as well, if you need to. So that's generally what you want to do when you don't have many other options on the clears. Just throw it, like, kind of near the wall. Some players will be able to shoot it off the wall. But generally around this level, it won't happen that much. And even at the pro level, they don't do it that often. It's not that easy to do. So, that's like if you have to throw it out, you want to throw it along the walls. Generally. Unless you can find an open space, obviously. If you have an open space, throw it there. Or throw it high. Those are your 3 options. Alright, we'll continue here. Not the greatest pass. It went right to their goalies, but one thing in twos is you never want to be baited by the passer of your team. If the pass is bad, like if the pass is too close to the crease of the goalie's net, don't even bother going for it. Just wait for them trying to clear it and try and make a play around that midfield line. Maybe like you'll get a shot out of it. Maybe it's just about keeping possession in their half, but there they actually made a pretty decent clear, so couldn't really do much about it. Ooh, so this ball was weird. Like, he's lining up really, really poorly for this hit. He tries to, like, go in front of it. I think he thought the ball was going to be a little bit harder off the wall. It seemed like it was just a bad read off the wall. And this really screws up his hit. Really, really bad. Like, you hit it on the ground right to the other guy. Never what you want to do there. But again, good recovery on defense. That's twice he's made saves from the side because the other team kind of hesitates a little bit for the shot, and it gives them just enough time to make it back. Nice dunk there. And you're about... like, around this time, like, you're going to start reaching a little bit because it's about 1 minute left. You haven't scored yet, and you're down a goal. I'm fine with you reaching. Just limit it. Like, don't get too risky until probably 30 seconds, I would say. But around a minute is a good time to maybe make it a little bit more risky when you can. So we'll see here. But so far, I haven't seen any real good passing from the 2 squad. I've seen them go for the same balls a couple times. A few times they're trying for off-the-backboard aerial passes, but then they both go for it and it kind of just blows the whole thing. I accidentally hit circle there. Sorry. Bring that back up. We got no player names now, but that's fine. Looks good. So good clear here. Just a miss from FedEx there. Actually, we probably need those. So we'll go back. Here you should try and grab that mid boost a little bit quicker. Like, he was kind of thrown off a bit. Just to try and get into this play, because you only have 10 seconds left. Like, you got to really push at this point. Good win again. I might even try to bump a goalie there. See how they're both in the same spot once again. There, he was probably much better off. He didn't really have an angle. He should have probably went for the play on the goalie and let his teammate hit it. It just seemed like they're both trying to do solo plays and not necessarily pass it to one another. Yeah, that was actually a pretty quick replay. Overall, not a lot of goals. It's a little bit less to analyze in that respect. But, yeah, I think just the two of them have to communicate a little bit more and maybe trust each other more. Try and feed each other the ball more. I didn't really see any passing. And once again, I always say this too. The difference between, like, even blue stars to, like, the purple ranks is, like, purple ranks just try and pass all the time in twos compared to the blue ranks where they're trying for more solo plays or just throwing it down the field. So that's always something to keep in mind in twos. And then, of course, risk management on the offensive side. Never go for the same ball. It's a really bad idea. On defense, I understand it happens sometimes and it's not as bad. But definitely on the offensive side, just got to be careful about what plays you make versus ones you don't, because you don't have that third man to follow you back, to support you, I should say. So, and this game could have got out of hand too. He had 2 last-second saves right there, and they didn't really get the best shots in the world. But yeah, that'll do it, guys, for this replay analysis. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks for all the support on Patreon, guys, and yeah, see you later.